coming in hot, dude. Didn't even say like 3 words to each other. Launched the shot
Yeah.
right into it, dude.
Straight into the frying pan.
Wait, I didn't even tweet. Oh, let me go tweet. I will tweet this, I think.
You're here.
Share on Twitter. Let's do that. Let's do a little tweet action. And, oh man, it didn't look like a serious accident or anything, but there was a car accident, and I'm driving back, and I'm like trying to make it, and it would have shut down the whole road, except there was kind of like not a mall, but like a strip mall parking lot. And if you entered in the right, you could go around it and go in that way. So and I almost went like total opposite way, but luckily I was like, hey, I think I can cut through there, and you can just go right around it. While other people are probably driving, I don't know how many miles out of their way.
You just force your way through because you are.
Yeah, no, it was like perfect. There was like no one even going that way. I'm like, I think it's, I think the driveway goes all the way through, and it did. So
It was a one-way street, and you went the wrong way, didn't you? That's why no one else was doing it. You get pulled over, and you go, "Excuse me, officer. Do you know who I am?
Do you know who I am? I have a live stream on Wednesday, and there are handfuls of people that like to watch."
Is that way?
Stream. Okay, let me do it.
So a really good week since last we spoke.
Yeah, I just been really busy working on some other project stuff and kind of like working on my own and helping someone with theirs. So that's been a bit chewing up way much more time than I like, but I'm trying to get that ironed out over the next, I don't know, month or so. And so I turned in a bunch of stuff. Well, didn't turn it in, but I passed some roughs over to Mantic and all that with that work. So I'm making sure I get all my stuff done. And that's why even on like social media, I haven't been that active, unfortunately, because got to get while the getting's good. Paint over. Live stream going on now. What have you been up to, Lee?
Alright, so since last we spoke, I've done a lot of driving over the last few days. I had my friend's funeral to attend to, which went really well.
Okay.
He came in his coffin to the sound of the Imperial March.
Oh, he did? That's a great one.
Yeah. And then obviously as the curtains were drawing at the end of the service, it was "See you later, alligator."
All right, so then he had a sense of taste.
Yeah, it was good. It was good. It was a good send off. And so I was doing some painting, building on the Saturday because I had so much was going on last week with other things, and I didn't have any time to prepare anything for Saturday Night Reaver. And so I just done a build of a Titan. That was it.
What number is that? What number build is that?
114.
That's epic, dude.
How's your first one?
We're getting there. It's close to me.
It's right here beside me. I'm stroking it.
It is. Like, wait, I'm touching it now.
It's just been one of those, like, the last couple of weeks, it's been a lot of stuff's been going on and just dealing with it.
Well, yeah, and then funeral stuff always puts your mind somewhere.
Yeah, and I say, unfortunately today at work, I've put my back out a bit, so.
Oh, did you, dude? I've had mine.
I'm a bit tender around where the tramp stamp would go, that area.
Yeah.
So I've
Instead of a tramp, you got a pain stamp.
Yeah. I got myself a tramp stamp, and so yeah, it's all groovy. So, there's not a lot going on.
You said so we exchanged like 3 words. You said you had just finished Mandalorian. Are you? I think I am 2 episodes in. I didn't even have time to watch anything. I'm kind of I'm like, oh man, at least the good news is most of those they all go on backlog, so then you got a bunch to watch later, so that's the one thing I like about the ones that don't leave. And what were you, are you overall happy, disappointed? Like, what's your
Yeah,
thoughts on your,
yeah, I thought it was really good. Like the whole Boba Fett thing. You'll find out unless you've already seen on social media. There's a slight shift
gotcha.
in there with certain characters turning up.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because I'm gonna be watching. You know what? I'll actually watch one tonight. That'll be a good show.
That's right, Ethan, taken care of.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch one of those tonight. I've earned it.
Yeah. Yeah. Once the tools are down, you can get on with watching some Boba Fett.
It was. I had to drive out here earlier. I did get out for lunch for a bit, but it's a nice day here. So it's still snow on the ground, but it's one of those where it's kind of a sunny day. It wasn't windy and it was really nice. So I at least got outside for like half hour walking the dog and that. No, I'll take anything. Like outside, it's a big win. It's so different. We'd always talk, and like during the summer, I'm going golfing and it's like more light and I'm outside doing stuff. But then winter, I'll still like take the dogs out for walks some, but I don't do it as much as I did, in the summertime and that. And obviously not golfing. I have golf in the VR in the last couple of weeks. I haven't even done that, but maybe once or twice. So I'm like, oh man, I don't want to get chunky in the winter, dude. I've been keeping it off and staving it off. I'm like, oh, dude, I don't want to go weigh myself now because it's probably like fucking put an extra 5 pounds on or something.
Yeah, I'm feeling sometimes. Well, I need to lose a little bit of weight, I reckon, just to feel better about stuff.
Yeah, and that's for me too. It's like you get all that, like I get weight off my spine. When you lose weight, you just have that much less to
Yeah,
carry
you're probably
around.
in a bad back situation.
Yeah, well,
Gosh.
I love this picture. It's a little intense. I don't know if I can do what I can pull off. What does he traditionally have a gun blast color? Mortarian or
Well, the lantern, I would normally assume it would be sort of like a quite a light beam of light because that's what that's its name. The weapon he's got is called the lantern.
okay.
And his scythe is called silence.
Oh, that's cool. I did not
So,
know that. See,
yeah,
that's why every paint over show should have a resident expert.
I just read a few books.
I just did a few books. Oh, what did I watch? Did you ever watch Ozark?
I've been meaning to get into Ozark. A friend at work
And
mentioned it.
yeah, maybe I think I'm a Jason Bateman fan, I guess. I think I do enjoy him in certain things for his
Probably
personality
for Teen Wolf 2, obviously.
and some of it I'm interested that it's interesting to me that I like the show. Yo, Ryan Taylor, what is up? I'm out of hot chocolate mix, Ryan. Thank you very much. That one went down delicious. I don't know if it cost me a pimple. I was like, I got a pimple on my nose after a few. I was like, did I just overdose on chocolate? Give myself a pimple like I was a kid.
Yeah, that's surely an old wives' tale. Pimples and
Is that what happened?
just eat, consume, die. So that's they live. Ross,
Lantern.
the Guardian.
They did such a good. And this is Forge World, correct?
No,
No?
that's GW. That's plastic.
Damn.
That's the new edition of.
What does this guy go for? Do you know roughly what it might go for price wise?
You probably. I think he's about £70 ish. I think.
Okay. All right. I mean, for that big kind of a
$100.
showcase model, that's, yeah.
He's a big old bugger. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, he definitely. And the Death Guard are just really, nasty.
So I did hear they are like it seems like from the word on the street is Death Guard are a good fighting force.
Yeah, well, it's obviously all the plagues and stuff.
Hmm.
Enhancement, it's hard to kill them because they're all fatty,
Well,
posturing.
that's that they were always supposed to be the tough ones, you know.
Mm. Yeah, well, they were. I think in the old rules, or one of the old rule systems, they had like toughness 5 standard, whereas like all other
Hmm.
Marines were like toughness 4 to represent that they were medium
Yeah,
tough. But that's the whole thing. They've played more onto that, and now with all the virulent viruses that they carry and stuff, that makes them
yeah,
more lethal. And like grandfather Nurgle giving all his little gifts and stuff. So they are very, very dangerous sort of army anyway. Because even just getting a scratch off of one of the weapons that could
yeah.
kill. So yeah, they are quite formidable.
Ryan, what are you working on? Are you working on any stuff? Let us know in the comments. What else was I going to ask? Um, oh, do they have? Oh no, so they wouldn't be like full chaos. So Titanicus, I know they released the chaos type stuff, but how does that work? Has there been like
It's like
did
upgrades.
they get upgrades?
Yeah, so they've got like chaos blessing type things. So now, from what I when I spoke with like Andy Hoare and that
Yeah,
about the upgrades, basically there's only like one or two which you could sort of model if you wanted to,
yeah.
but basically they're all meant to be like little sort
M-
of not even cosmetic. They're like things
They're
that they
not
can actually
cosmetic.
not
They're like
necessarily see.
I could
Uh,
see it. So that way they're not totally into the hardcore making like the models look more chaos. They're like it's like early. It would seem like it was like early chaos break where they're not all like manifested with crazy stuff.
yeah, because there was you've got possessed titans, and then you've got corrupted titans. So corrupted titans are the ones that sort of like leaning towards
Yeah,
certain power, and they've got certain things. Possessed titans are a complete different entity because they are basically like living.
yeah,
Like
demon engines or whatever you want to say.
yeah, demon has merged with it, and there was the first example of a possessed titan was in one of the. There's a short story called The Laurel of Defiance, which is uh, just after Calf actually happens.
Hmm.
So that's near the start of the heresy. And it was Lucretius Corvo, who was the captain of the 90th Company Ultramarines, who were on a planet called Astronar, I think, or Ashgranar or something. Um, and word bearers were heading that way, so he was sort of rallying the troops to fight them, and they came down with Titan support. And um, one of the Titans that came out of the sort of the lander craft was very like feral. It was like very
Oh,
animalistic. It basically changed form a little bit, and
yeah.
it, it moved like a velociraptor in some respects, sort of thing.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So it like had a long tail. It was actually a warlord titan, but it being so corrupted, it sort of
Hmm.
it
Oh, that's
stalked.
wild.
Yeah. So it was very animalistic, and that's how it helped him to defeat it because he didn't treat it as a titan; he treated it as a massive animal. Um,
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeeticus, you're here. Thanks for making it. And Ryan Taylor says, I am at a crossroads, trying to decide what AOS army to build, to paint, and work out what to do with 40k. Leave it or do Kill Team Necromunda? The only one, like, so Age of Sigmar, I'm definitely intrigued by because whatever. It always goes back to those orcs, the original orcs of the relaunch. I just dig them. And then To me, if you weren't feeling 40K at the moment, I always recommend try. I haven't played the new version of Necromunda, but I know, it's basically like the same, and I love the original. Like that was my kind of little like skirmish, build your guy type stuff, and I really enjoyed Necromunda. I got I got the new gang. I got the Enforcers, which the Enforcers, I don't know if they fit my style necessarily. Like I would more play some little like chaosy gang or one of the like little rougher gangs, but I really like these miniatures, and I just wanted the group of enforcers, like especially I got that one sergeant with the dog. I dug that.
Yeah, it was just, I like Necromunda. I bought a box of Van Saar 3 years ago.
Yeah.
I've built one model out of it.
Yeah.
And I painted it up like the Wakanda Royal Guard.
Yeah.
Reds and golds and sort of browns. And that's it. I haven't built, I partially built one, and with the idea that I was going to make it like a Skitari type thing, but I haven't even finished building it or painting it. And I bought some upgrade stuff, but I'm never going to
you
play
did
it.
get some upgrade stuff? Okay.
Yeah, like
wait, have you played? Wait, what did you say? You haven't played any?
I haven't played. Well, nobody I know plays it. So,
Aw, so as popular as Lee is? Man
well,
about town?
it's my local area. So unless I'm wanting to sort of travel to play a game,
Yeah, true
and
that.
travel to play a game is going to be Titans because I like that more.
Yeah, true that. Yeah, so I can see that. Like if it's a local type of thing and it was like something easy enough to do, then maybe. But if you're going to go out of your way to play a game, you want it to kind of be your favorite game. Makes sense.
Well, my friend Injun Phil did invite me to do Blood Bowl with him. He's got like a little league setting up.
Blood Bowl, man. It was one of my ultra frustrating games, but I loved it for that super quirkiness of it, dude.
I would have to finish painting my team first. So,
what team did you do?
Orcs. It's the what do I call them? The band
the Black Orcs.
But no, yeah, the Black Hawks team. But I named them the.
Are they which one are they made
Blam,
after?
Blam Spam. No, Blam Slam Fisto.
Blam Slam.
Orky Niners.
I approve.
Yeah,
that's hilarious.
And them red and gold.
This is kind of cool. Yeah, and the only bummer, dude, Ryan, he said the very Judge Dreadfield enforcers. I totally agree. And my only problem with the enforcers, and it's one that does really bother me, is that there's no real action poses in them, and that bums me out. Like, I'm like, dude, come on. I'm like, you have like Necromunda enforcers, and not one of them is kind of like, I don't know, really swinging anything or they're all kind of standing square legged and square. And I was just like, that's my only bummer with them. I did get the shield guys have a little more variety, like at least the one's kind of like bracing himself and that. And I did pick up that set too. But I just wish there'd be kind of like some leaping enforcers or something. That's my only gripe with them.
Oh. No, it was it would have been nice if, like, also going to what Ryan was saying, like, because they look like Judge Dredd, if they actually did, because there is a Judge Dredd game out, and
there was from that. Yeah, I remember that.
Games Workshop actually had the rights for a Judge Dredd game, but obviously since lapsed and somebody else is doing it because you can get the models. But it would have been nice if I don't know. Certain companies do better models than other companies, if you know what I mean.
For sure.
Gosh.
Ain't that the truth? Oh, I like the little eyes.
It's looking rather swishy, or swiftly. That was it. Swiftly. The way that glow's coming off of that, and like the darkness and these glowing eyes.
That's what I want. This is gosh, it's not. He changed his name its name is Clayton, but he changed it from Bad Posture Painter to I think it's like Pretzel Painter. in Patreon, and so this is one of his they shared with me before, and I was like, okay, I never painted this one over, and because I came in all hotsky trotsky with nothing ready, I just was like, dude, I gotta paint this one over because I remembered it and dug it. There also is one of your Titans. I'm like, I've done quite a few of these Titans. I'm like, I need to do one of Clayton's because you're gonna. There's one of yours. There's probably two of yours that I'm really dying to do too. You
I think
posted
there's
some badass. Man, you started. I don't know. I don't even know why I like yours like so much. And it's not just because I dig you as a person, but I keep seeing your titles. Like, man, you always kind of knew like my aesthetic for taking a picture too, and then your paint jobs always feel so like classical and real 40K to me or something. So now I'm like, man, I'm like, gosh, I'm more of a fan of like Lee's stuff now more than ever. It's like I see your pictures, I'm like, that's so cool. I'm like, when's he gonna show more stuff? I'm like, I can't. It just cracks me up that I'm like, I get that much of to see him. I'm like, oh, dude, I didn't see that one. Especially now I haven't been keeping up as much. And then I'll go scroll Twitter and like see two or three new things from you. I'm like, dude,
Did you
great photos. You put that camera on your iPhone to great use, dude. Like even
Oh,
your nighttime photos and stuff. I dig that.
yeah, well, so I picked up some hints and tips from my friend who's a photographer, and I just applied them to my craft.
Oh,
The
Ryan says Warlord Games has a Judge Dredd line, but not the same as GW. Yeah, it's hard
because
to.
you did start. I think you was going to do my Kratos War Master. I think it was, or was it?
Did I even start? Did I start one?
I
Did I
think you
have? Did
started
I?
one. I don't think I've ever seen it finished.
Okay, yeah, maybe I'll have to get that one out because it might be close to finished. Just because I probably worked on it at some point, and yeah, if I haven't finished that one, maybe I should finish that one. That'll be a good one to do. Like Clayton, it's a crazy. He's one that it almost like gets me jealous because he's got his paint style down, and it's I don't know if loosey goosey is the right term, not like in a bad way, but it's one of those. It's kind of like the way I try to do paint overs, and I can't draw like it, but it's like he goes for speed, and then he's done it for so long that it all just like everything comes together. You know what I mean? He's like, oh, I painted this, and some sponge here, and some color this, and this over this, and then blah blah blah. And don't worry about the edges, and then bam, it looks freaking awesome. Where I'm like, I gotta make this little edge, and I'd fight the whole thing, and then it'd take me 10 times as long, and then I would look at it, and I would look at his, and be like, oh, mine sucks. This is so much cooler. I'd be like, he like painted his way faster.
I was just going to say because you know what uh, tomorrow is.
What is to know? Because I don't even know dates.
Okay, tomorrow is the 10th of February,
All right.
which is our year's anniversary of us first doing a paint over.
Is it? And that's wait, what day?
February the 10th, because I've just looked it up.
That's our 1 year anniversary?
1 year anniversary.
Wow, dude. Good year, Lee. Happy to know you, dude.
Happy anniversary, Scott.
Happy anniversary, mate. Cheers, dude. I'm gonna
Cheers.
tweet that out. That's a nice one, dude. God, 1 year of shows, man.
I know. So we should have been arrested by now, surely. And we
Oh, man,
almost
thanks.
was.
Yeah, for real. Thanks everyone who joined and all. Like this is fun for me, especially with everything going on. And are you guys still under some sort of half lockdown or no lockdown or
No,
some?
it's all bonkers over here. So
Okay,
there's
well, it's probably all bonkers over here, so whatever.
yeah. So it's just like, oh yeah, do what you want, really.
It's like whatever you're feeling, or if you can get it, whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, so we're just looking forward to it increasing in fuel costs and
Yeah.
energy costs and everything. So yeah, it's
Oh,
great.
dude.
It-
It's going
it-
fast. Prices on everything are going up. Hey, this is all good, bro.
and GW prices are going up as well.
Are they
They announced
again?
today that GW stuff.
Oh, dude.
But yeah, no. It's the funny thing is like over in England. I'm assuming maybe for Britain as well, but because of there's going to be a increase in like electricity and gas costs in a
Yeah.
couple of time, that there's going to be a £200 like stipend given to people to help
Gotcha.
pay towards this increase, which we then
Oh,
have to pay
dude.
back. So
Oh, nice. How awesome.
yeah,
Perfect.
so yeah, I saw somebody like tweet something about that £200. I know what I'm going to do with that £200 thingy. I'm going to pay it back straight away.
Yeah, yeah. Like, what's the yeah? Or what do people? I don't even know what the casino scene is there. Take it to the casino, try to double it, and then pay it back.
Well, that's the thing, though. If you don't double it, you owe £200 more.
Yeah,
So you might as well just like pay it off and go. Yeah, I don't
yeah.
have to worry about it. That's done.
Oh, that's so lame.
Yeah,
That sounds like a great solution.
yeah.
It's like, well,
You
yeah, if
honestly
you
think
like,
that, like, who the
I'll
hell
give you
is
money if you
money?
got to pay me back, like for sure. What's up? The
Yeah,
government loan sharking.
yeah. Well, well. That's the thing. Like when they instituted the like the furlough process, but they set aside £350 billion to help pay for staff during lockdowns. So the idea was that 80% of your wages would be paid by the government. So
Yeah, yeah.
businesses didn't have to pay wages, so they could have that
Hmm.
money to sort of maintain their operations.
Yeah.
But on that 80%, so if you got sort of £1,000, for example, you out of your £1,000 wage, you would only get £800 of it, sort of thing.
Yeah.
So you're
Yeah.
less off, although you're not
Yeah.
working. You're £200 less,
Yeah. You're not getting the money
but you
you
still
once
pay
were.
tax and national insurance to the government from that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's not as if they just stopped. Like, oh, you don't pay us anything. No, that £800, you still pay us what you owe us.
Perfect.
But you have some time off. So it's it's all these like heavy finances and stuff. How countries are run is just completely.
Dude, that's the one thing, like they're all half and I mean I can't obviously then do any research, but it's like it's all these like no one seems to be running any like smooth operation. It's all like these patchwork and like no one's doing it the same. There's no rhyme or reason. It's kind of I mean they think there is, but like the way I see it executed, no, there's no big rhyme or reason of how all this works out. It's just I don't even know. And it's like I'm like, thank goodness for like all the paint over stuff and all this because like okay, get into my work and try to ignore that because that would probably like just drag me down, dude, into some sort of depression or something, dude. Or like a bunch of
Yeah.
whacked out stuff.
Thank you very much, Eutychus. Happy anniversary, lads. Thanks for all your
Appreciate it, Eutychus. Thanks for coming
listeners.
by all the time. You've been a lot, man. Thank you very much. Happy to be a part of your little hobby going on.
Yeah, another beer. This is a 2 beer show.
Yeah, it's a 2 beer show, dude. Your back is hurting. You need an extra beer in
Yeah, I
there,
need to numb
dude.
it through alcoholic
That's
and
yeah,
wine.
dude. That's what it's there for.
Mhm.
Just trying to deaden physical pain is a little different than trying to deaden emotional pain. Like I think you're probably better off drinking to deaden physical pain than you are from drinking to deaden emotional pain. So it's all right.
Yeah, it's well, there's only so much dead and emotional unless you handle, and find yourself at the bottom of a battle bowl. It can't get worse than that,
Yeah,
really. Well, like I say, I
I
had
still.
yeah. Sorry, I
What were you?
woke up in the middle of the night last night, and it's like, oh my god, it's like 3:30 in the morning. So I,
Oh yeah.
I had a decent sleep. I remember I was dreaming something. The dream was actually pretty cool.
Okay.
Not that I can remember anything about it now,
No, but you just remember it being something
but I just
cool.
remember it was a cool dream. And then I woke up. It's like, oh, it's 3:30. Oh, I don't have to get up
Oh,
for another 3 hours. And so I was awake. So I
yeah.
faffed around searching what was going on with the phone, if there was anything
Oh,
interesting.
I know that gets me in trouble though, dude, because then I wake up.
Yeah, so I was awake for about another 45 minutes to an hour, sort of thing. So, well, no, put it down, go to sleep. And I managed
Okay,
to
so
get
you kind of do what I do too. If you wake, like I hate that 3 a.m. because then I'll be like, oh, it's like sometimes I'll be awake for an hour. Like at worst, it's like 2 hours or so, and then you're like, oh gosh, because I was getting up earlier, but now with the darker late, I usually like I'm getting up around like 7-ish, like 6:30 to 7 sometimes. But if it's like you just screw that up sometimes when you're up at 3 and then you staying awake that time. So I've been trying to get a little better disciplined with go to sleep sometimes. I mean, I go to sleep kind of late as it is, but then if I wake up and start messing with the phone, you just wake up.
Well, I'm just looking at my my sleep data for
Look at you
last
living in the
night.
digital age.
Yeah, well, that's the thing with iPhones; it records all your stuff and everything.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it's like in bed start was 04:57, in bed end 06:39. Oh, what about the bit when I was asleep before midnight? I know that 11:30 was probably like the latest I can remember.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm not sure. And then yeah, waking up at 3:30. But yeah, so well done, phone. You've got that screwed up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mom, my
you're
phone's
not
giving me the
monitoring me
wrong
properly,
data.
phone.
Mom,
Yeah,
I can't tell
mom, my
my
data
sleep
is wrong.
hours. Get me a
I
new
was
one
sleeping
this
long.
year, Mom.
Yeah. So apparently my sleep was at 1 hour 40 minutes. So okay,
Hey, power to
I
you,
definitely still
bro.
other than that. You lie, phone. You lie, Ross.
Bam. Okay, a little glare there. Average time for me is 3 to 5 hours is what you sleep. Oh, dude. I like I could do whatever needs to be done in general. I can't. It's very hard for me to do paint overs or do artwork if I sleep like 3 hours because then I'll be tired. And when I'm tired, if I'm tired, I'm way more apt to be able to do physical stuff. If you were like, "Hey, you're tired, but go dig a ditch," I'm way better off doing that than if you were saying, "Hey, you're tired, go sit and draw a picture." Like when I just gotta sit there and draw, like, my mind just wants to like check out. I was like, "Dude, you're tired. You don't want to do this dumb drawing." Like, you want to go to bed, buddy.
Yeah, you
That's
want to
hard
get
to
out.
fight. Yeah, dude.
Not what you want. But
You don't want to be
yeah,
doing
it's
that.
the thing with sleep. It's a very elusive little bugger.
I've been doing good. I used to be worse. Now I'm pretty good. I've been in the habit now of just waking up around 3, but I probably say I go to bed like between 11 and midnight, and probably right now I get up probably like 6:30, and then maybe I'm up for like an hour sometimes during the night, but I don't even know what that is. Like, yeah, it's about 6 to 7 hours, so maybe like 5, 6 hours sometimes. But five's about the minimum for me to feel whatever. Like if I do 6 or 7, I'm
So because he does around 7, occasionally about 4.
good. The one thing, like the physical activity and doing that always improves my sleep. When I'm golfing and doing all that stuff, I'm like, okay, man, if I get some good exercise and get tired and be doing it regularly, I do find I sleep
Oh, he's all
better
tuckered
doing
out.
that. Yeah, I gotta get tuckered out.
I used to work at a place years ago, and it's one of these guys was working there. Like I was only working part time. I worked Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, and it was what they call a mailing house. So
Yep.
basically, you go in there, and for like 9 till 5, your my job was like as a porter. So we had these big machines that sorted out addresses for letters to be going to envelopes, and then
Yeah.
you'd fill out. The person operating them would put the corresponding envelopes into the corresponding mail bag,
Yep.
and it was like my job to go when that mail bag was full to take it off the hooks and then tie it and then take it to where it will be like shipped out, sort of thing.
Yeah.
And one of the guys there, um, I saw on a Monday, and then when I saw him again on the Wednesday, um, he basically he slept from he slept through Tuesday. Basically, he slept for about 34 hours. So
Oh man.
he woke up late for work on the Wednesday. He completely
Oh
bypassed it.
my God, dude.
Yeah, so it's like that was quite impressive. Like, you know, it's like
That's a
he's
serious sleep, dude.
yeah, that's proper tuckered out.
You've been properly tuckered out, my friend.
Yeah, that's yeah. It's like really like I think the longest I probably slept was probably 12 hours, maybe
I'm
14.
probably somewhere. I know I can't remember what it was, but I remember I did sleep one time pretty damn long like that. Did you? Okay, so I know you were supposed to have like a little friendly Titan walk type event. Is that this coming up, or did I miss it?
This coming Saturday, yeah. So
Okay.
hopefully my back heals
Yeah.
better because there's a lot of driving involved. Um, because the actual place is around about sort of 3 hours drive for me.
Okay.
Uh, Obviously, driving with a bad back
That's
is
a
never
yeah.
fun.
Oh yeah. No, because it just freezes up that whole time.
Yeah, so I'll be doing that, say, Saturday morning and then coming back Saturday evening. So it's going to be at least 6 to 7 hours driving time on that day. But it's leaving early to get there for when the place opens at 10. And yeah, so 10 o'clock, 10 a.m. start. It's only open until about 5 p.m. So I
Okay.
might just have something to eat before
Yeah.
heading back, sort of thing, because
Yeah.
uh, it'd probably be better to actually do that sort of unwind from
Yeah.
the
Don't be driving on
travel.
empty stomach, all that kind of stuff, and be like, oh
Yeah,
god.
yeah. So obviously, just like maybe raid some shops to get some like drinks for the
Yeah.
road trip home.
Get something. Do they? What's? Do you ever go to like fast food?
Yeah.
Is there? Is there like a UK brand fast food joint that you go to?
Well, obviously,
Or is it still all like, like McDonald's, Burger King over there, or
yeah,
is there like a
it's mostly McDonald's, Burger King. There's one which you might have one per town if you're lucky.
hmm
It's a place called Wimpy, which is a burger.
Oh,
I think it might have been named after Wimpy from Popeye.
wimpy, yeah, which makes sense.
Um, but it's you know it's like unlike McDonald's originally a Wimpy restaurant you'd go and sit down,
Yeah,
like, you'd be served on a plate with
yeah,
fork sort of thing. So it was like um, a restaurant but burgers and Frankfurt.
yeah.
Um, last time I actually went into one of them was several years ago, and it cost like it was me, my mum, my two kids, and my niece, and it cost about 40 quid uh, for for us five to eat in there. Whereas
Yeah.
if we went to McDonald's, that might have only been about 18 quid.
Oh,
So I think
okay.
less than half because like you'd have your thing. So it's because you're sitting down, you pay a little bit extra, and then
Yeah.
like shakes and that's a little bit extra and stuff like that. And it's just I I
Okay.
I, I don't like spending money unless it's on
Yeah.
Titans. Um,
Yeah. I can dig it. No, for
and,
sure.
and I'm all about value for money. And I
Yeah.
was like, 40 pounds, £40 for five people to eat in a burger restaurant.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
it
Like
was
that's what it is, and a lot with burgers too. Like, and I love them, but it's kind of hard when you can make a really good burger at home relatively cheap. You know what I mean? Like, okay, you're gonna go out to eat for $40 when you know what I mean. It's like you could make some incredible burgers at home.
yeah, it was. It's like when I went to Denmark. Um, I went to Legoland, stayed in a Legoland hotel.
Oh my God, that had to be expensive, dude.
It weren't too bad to be honest with you. Like now,
Really?
well, this is what happened in 2019. I thought like because the other half wanted, we want to have a little break, and she's a big Lego fan, and I thought,
Yeah.
oh, let's have a look at Legoland,
Hell yeah.
and to fly out and stay there in the hotel for a couple of nights. Um, So we went out there for like a weekend, basically. So
Yeah.
because it's only like a 2-hour flight to get there, really. The hotel is literally at the end of the runway, pretty much. So you
Really?
land, you land at Billund Airport, and then we got a cab from a taxi from Billund to the hotel, which was 5 minutes drive,
Okay.
and that costs about £16.
Oh man.
Like over here, it would be a third of that sort of thing.
Yeah, yeah.
And cabs aren't necessarily like the cheapest sort of thing to go
No.
by. It was like I was doing the conversions, so everything I bought, I'm working out how much that would cost in British like sterling sort of thing.
Yeah.
And when you're buying a bottle of Coke for the equivalent of £2.50, when you'd be paying about 90p in England, it's I was just going,
Yeah.
God, it's so expensive over here.
Yeah, yeah.
But they most of their like money is 70% tax.
Yeah.
So they have like like sales tax, and then they have like governmental tax and stuff. It all goes into the country, which
Yeah.
provides healthcare.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. They're
All,
paying into it to
all that
get
sort
that
of
stuff
thing. So
out. Yeah.
if you're in that system, you don't know any different, and you're used to it.
Yeah. If you're
Whereas,
outside of it, you're paying for all that stuff and you're not getting any of it. Yeah.
yeah, so it's like I can sympathise with like Australians when Australians come over to England and they end up working in bars and stuff like that to sort of help pay their way, and
Yeah.
they're always like, "Oh bloody hell, it's so expensive over here, mate." Um,
Yeah.
I feel Australian going to Denmark,
Yeah.
so
I feel
it,
Australian going to
yeah.
Denmark.
But yeah, that weekend away cost £300 basically for two people,
Yeah.
which would have been even better if Legoland was actually open.
Oh no,
I
dude.
didn't realise, but they never said anything when I booked the tickets.
Oh
It was
no, dude.
Legoland's hotel messaged me to say, weren't sure if you was aware, but the park's not open until March, and we were going in that February.
Oh, dude.
Being a Nordic country, they close for the winter months. So
Naughty country.
yeah. So when we did go back in the summer, it was double the price, £600 for
Oh,
the
of
same time,
course.
because the park is open. But that was, with the tickets as well. To be fair, so weren't too bad really. But you are going to another country. The food was really quite nice out there. Although,
Oh,
again,
really?
yeah, I was. They like a lot of venison.
Oh,
Um,
okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
obviously, they
Makes
like,
sense.
yeah, and so like we went to several sort of places. Like the restaurant in the Legoland Hotel cost, I think it was about £65 for like a all you can eat buffet for two with our
Okay.
drink. So
Okay.
coming from England, where you could go for an all you can eat Chinese buffet for about £12 a head, uh,
Yeah.
again, that's like, what? How much?
Yeah, because I remember, so so whatever, I went mostly to London, right? So obviously I'm expecting, pricier because it's a big major city. But yeah, it was significantly like more expensive going out to eat there than here. Although now plague all bets are off because it's like I think price at the fast food is literally doubled here. So like before the time start out, like I think most of the prices are literally almost double on a lot of items. And if not that, probably, 50% to three quarters at least. That was like a big change. I was like, damn.
Yeah, because that's the thing. Is like when oh, Rob.
Yeah, hello
um,
Rob. If we were talking, I forgot to even say hi Rob. Thanks for making it.
when I went to New Zealand in 2002,
Why did I not remember you going to New Zealand? I would think I would have been all jealous about that, and you must have brought it
Oh,
up.
well, dude, you can be jealous because I went to certain Lord of the Rings sites where
That's
because Lord
right,
of the
because you
Rings
told me that. Oh, yeah, I am jealous. Why did you tell me that now? Damn
because
it.
I've got a bad back. I'm trying to make myself feel
Yeah,
better.
you are trying to drag everyone down because you got a bad back, dude.
Yeah,
Now I
yeah.
feel
I was
jealous
wondering
going to.
today.
You went to New Zealand 2002?
Yeah, so
Oh,
Lord of
that
the
was a
Rings came
while
out
ago.
2001, like Christmas 2001, and in January, end of
Yeah.
January, 28th of January, I flew out to
Oh,
visit.
great
Well,
time for it.
whilst I was out there, so it was the looking on the internet for like things, and we found where these certain scenes were filmed and
Hell
stuff like
yeah.
that. And the only one we managed to sort of get onto was where they
Yeah.
filmed the Battle of the Pelennor Fields, which is
Yep.
the big battle at Gondor.
Yep.
Um, so we walked across that
The
place,
fields, you walked across the fields of battle.
the fields of battle,
We
looking for arrowheads.
lost a lot of good men out here that day.
Many men died. The
Did you pour
riders
did
of
you
Rohan.
did you pour one
The
out for the
royal.
homies?
Yeah. Uh, yeah, so there was lots of that sort of looking into things. I started reading the Lord of the Rings books because I never did,
Ah.
because I wanted to know what happened next. So, like, you watch. Was out there for 5
Hey,
weeks.
I did read the Lord of the Ring. Well, yes, I did. Yeah. I
Yeah,
got one.
as a
I
kid, I
got
wasn't
that.
much of a reader. I liked looking at like
Yeah.
asteroids.
I
Um,
was. I was big into reading now. Don't do like I did those audiobooks and then even that, man, now I'm so kind of half occupied that's like it's like literally none of that. I mean, thank God, like professionally, some of my work stuff's going good because that's where any energy I have coming from. Because if that wasn't, oh God, I'd be a mess. Like for real. Like I don't know where I would be getting any type of positivity if it wasn't for that stuff. And I still don't like here. I still don't go a lot of places like right now just because it's like, ah, man, it is like everybody's getting sick, you know. And I'm like, I'm not even like worried like, oh, I'm gonna die. But I'm like, dude, I don't want to get all flued out and whatever, you know what I mean? So I'm just like, and I'm like, dude, but that's like you're going on how many years of it, you know what I mean? It's like, oh God, you know. So whatever. At least, summertime or springtime's not too far away. I mean, it's already middle of February or whatever.
yeah,
MZ,
well,
thanks for making it.
it's not too far away at all,
Yeah,
really.
it's not,
It's
dude. So
just around the corner.
the
And
sunny day helped today. That got me kind of. I was like, oh, all right, man. It's feeling
well,
good.
well, I'm glad you had a sunny. I don't think we had much of a sunny day over here, but as I said, I was just too busy, sort of walking around like a crippled old fart. But
No,
as I said,
that's no good. That's no
the
fun.
beer and the medicine's helping.
Yeah. And the
Although
live
I'm
stream
worried
is. The
when we
live
finish,
stream's
I'm going to move
helping.
and I'm not going to be able to walk.
Yeah, you're gonna wake up all stiff
Yes, it's a never
and you
ending.
gotta work tomorrow too, right?
No, I'm off tomorrow.
Okay, at least
Uh,
you got.
my boy is off college, so I've got to look after him. So I
Woohoo!
will be sort of just taking it as easy as possible and just like laying down.
Gosh, that's right. You got a kid in college. Oh my God, Lee, are we old?
Speak for yourself.
I don't think we are. We talk every day
I'm
about
still
hobbies
I'm
and
still like
nonsense. How can we be
19.
old?
It's just
I
that
don't think
I've got
mature
very
people
old
do this.
habits.
Yeah, I don't think mature people do this, Lee. Do they? Like, is it, are our peers doing this, Lee? Are our peers, our age group doing this? Or is it just us?
That's the thing. It's like depends who your peers are, really. Like
Yeah, I mean, what?
peers, maybe not. You know, I, I have a very very eclectic collection of friends.
Yeah,
Um,
like what?
Most of them probably don't do hobby. Um,
Yeah,
they're probably sort of going to pubs and clubs still, and like
yeah. I
pretending
wonder.
to be young. Um,
Yeah,
whereas we do it.
I'm gonna have to refamiliarize myself with people and see what my age group is doing.
You do golf, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I guess. I mean, yeah, Yeah, that's kind of. I mean, what's so funny is I was never, as a kid, to be like, oh, make fun of golfers, but I don't want to play that. Like, I wanted to play American football and all this other stuff. And then now I'm older, I'm like, dude, golf, dude. I'm like, I like it. It's cool. It's just so funny. But it's nice. And the prices, man, I'm like you, it's like deals. And even if I could quote unquote afford to go golf, I'm like, dude, it's like, 40, $50 to go hit a round of golf and then you're done and you have nothing. You know what I mean? And I'm like, also people talk about hobby stuff and I'm like, okay, yeah, like miniatures are to me even expensive, but then I'm like, okay, well, if I spent $50 on miniatures or $50 on golf, well, one, I still have something after. You know what I mean? So it's like, you just think about it that way. I'm like, okay, I'll go when I'm doing it right, man. I might go like 4 or 5 times, and I'm like, oh my god, that's like you're up to $200 or something for just golf, and it's all gone. The only way I tell it to myself is it is a good mental relaxer for me, and I get the exercise, or else I would seriously have a hard time justifying the cost.
Well, that's the thing. It's a game that is very hard to master. So you've
And
got that sort of drive to improve,
it
especially if
does,
it's
and
as well. But
I
then the
can
social,
start getting that improvement, and that's what keeps me kind of addicted. Is you're improving. It's like, oh man, I am hitting that shot, and then you'll hit some good shots. Like, oh dude, I just totally hit that, and it went sweet. And then it sucks when you go and then like regress. You'll hit a bunch of like last year. I had some really good games, and then like there was 2 or 3 where I really fell off again. I'm like, oh god, man, like hitting this massive slice again and everything, and you're like, oh man, big
I
mental.
was my ex father-in-law, who was a massive golfer,
Yeah,
um, and he was trying before I got married to his daughter.
yeah,
He wanted to basically teach me how to play golf so that when we was out getting married and we can have a round
yeah,
of golf as
yeah,
father-in-law, son-in-law type thing.
yeah,
Bond. It meant something. And he
yeah.
used to take us to these driving ranges. And he just got himself a King
Big
Cobra.
Bertha. Oh, King Cobra. Yeah, same
Yeah,
thing basically.
Big Bird. Yeah,
Yeah.
and he pretty much sort of I was trying to do it. I'm not the greatest of swingers. I'm very
No, if
stiff,
you don't practice,
not
if
very
you're not used to it, you'll never. Yeah, dude.
yeah. But he'd go and have a few a few drives, and the sound and the
Yeah.
distance, because that was the thing. He had a good swing, and it was like everybody stopped and looked because of the sound is so
Hmm.
those graphite heads. It's like
Yeah, when they get that sound and you hit a clean
yeah.
shot on that.
And the only thing I could ever compare it to is watching the invasion of Iraq with the anti-aircraft fire you saw coming up from Baghdad. With the
Oh
traces
yeah.
as this ball goes flying off into the flood-lit
Yeah.
areas into the woods in Hockley. It was just like, oh my god. And it just like, pew.
I missed one. My friends told me to go. I didn't go golfing with them one time, and they went golfing. And there was two of them, and so they got paired up with another group, and they got paired up with a father and a daughter, and it's probably like I don't know if the daughter was college. She might have been college or whatever, and they were laughing because like they're both like pretty big dudes and whatever have been golfing and this girl would just like fire at like out drive them, outshoot them. Like they were like, dude, that was the most amazing thing to see because she's just hitting all these beautiful shots and they're like, oh my god, they're like, we gotta know what your name is because we want to watch for you on the tour and everything. And I missed it and I was like, darn, dude, that sounds like a because if someone is like a really good golfer, it's like it's always like a pleasure to watch them watch them golf.
Yeah,
And we laugh at it because like we're realistic of our skills. We're none of us thinking we're great golfers, but we like we're competitive and we try to do stuff. And to hear those guys tell the story of like this like small girl getting up there and just like crushing the ball and like out driving them and like hitting all these bunch and they were just laughing. They're like, oh dude, it was so sick. We're like, we felt bad golfing with her, like we were dragging them all down and stuff. And it was just I was like, oh, I wish I was there for that one because it would just been the jokes would have been great on that because they're like, dude, she's got out there and it was like incredible. And I'm like, oh man, they literally like fanboyed out and were like, hey, we gotta know who you are because you're gonna be going pro and stuff. And it figures because it's just some young. If you grow up around that, and obviously her dad probably started with her young and all that, but yeah, it's just some benefits of golfing like that.
Hmm.
Ryan
Yeah,
Taylor says, "Yeah, spent 2 years inside, not going anywhere, and then all three of us got COVID." I know. That's what. Uh, um, I don't know. Maybe 2 months ago, like a couple different friends, they just like got it from they went to their families or whatever, and all had it. One got it on New Year's, and whatever, and like not even being anywhere like super unsafe. Like literally, it was like a couple family members, and it's like, oh yeah, one just happened to have it undetected, and then that was that.
yeah. No,
Thankfully, knock on thing, everyone that I know has been fine from it.
my daughter tested positive last week, so she done the 5 days
Mm-hmm.
indoors, which is the new guideline. She's staying for 5 days, and she's
Mm-hmm.
been tested clear. So, but yeah, she
Oh,
just like,
good. So that was okay. Okay, got through that. Yeah.
so yeah, she wasn't like ill at all, really. But
I'm such a
you have to take
I'm such a
precautions and not
wimp
go
with that stuff. I just don't even want to get the flu. I'm a baby with the flu. I'm like, I don't even care about like, oh, I gotta like die or anything. It's just like, I don't want to get sick. I'm just like, and I haven't had anything in like, I'm gonna knock on wood right now, but years. You know what I mean, dude? I'm like, I haven't experienced any kind of whatever. I'm like, I'll roll, but this summer I'm gonna do some more stuff. I was pretty active last summer, but I want to do a little more. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about Adepticon. That's one where like they're doing it's like
like
March. I'm like,
school. That's the thing. Are you going to go up there, print off a load of your stuff, and like sit there going, "Hey, I'm selling prints. Come and get your prints."
no, I would probably just go to meet some people.
We do
I
that.
don't
Then it's
even
the
think,
solution.
you know what I mean? I might be like, hey, go up there. And then, I'm sure some of the people I've interacted with Twitter would be there and I'd want to see some armies. So maybe it's like, hey, go skedaddle through and hang out sometimes, but it's not like I have to be like, I'm fine with like big ones. I'm not really like, I'm like, I think they have quite a few precautions there. I don't know what their list is. I don't know if you're going to have to be vaxxed or masked, or I don't know what the venue things are, any of that, but I pretty sure like, man, and yeah, I'm just like, hey, anytime, and it's not even any event specific. You just put a lot of people. Like sometimes I want to go to the corner bar, and then I pull up, and there's always like a packed like parking lot there. I'm like, I don't want to go in when it's packed. You know what I mean? I'm like, if it was a little more dead, maybe I go have a drink or half full. But like, I don't feel like going to like some packed bar right now for a drink. I'm like,
No,
I don't know if that's overly paranoid or what. I'm like, I don't know.
no, it's different from like Adepticon is like massive, like the LVO,
Yeah,
which happened the other weekend. That was not probably as busy as it has been in recent years, but
yeah.
everyone was like observing sort of like safe distances and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Quite good. Um,
Yeah, I know. That's why the littler ones, I feel like I'm just like Adepticon. Like, I'll play it by ear for a while and see how I kind of feel. And if anything, maybe just like do a swing by to say hey to some people and dip out or something.
yeah,
I just hope, like, whatever, this stuff needs to burn itself out. I don't even know how many years of this has been going on already.
but that's the thing though is with viruses and stuff like that. Because it's still out in the open, it's going to constantly mutate. So
Yeah,
unless you take really severe, drastic action,
I
like
know. You're going to end up
we
like
stay
whatever. And
indoors
it's so
for like a month
just
and not
go
interact
freaking.
with anybody, it won't go away
And see,
until
even
through.
that's like even me. That was one of the reasons why, like losing weight, like I lost quite a bit of weight even over last year because I was like, well, I know that's one of like the factors. I'm like, okay, I can if there's a little extra motivation to whatever, I'm like, I'll prompt it. So I at least lost some weight because I'm like, yeah, it's never good to have more labored breathing or anything when you get some sort of respiratory thing going around. Figure try to get
Indeed.
a little healthy.
That's the plan.
I was always like in good physical shape. I used to do a lot of physical stuff. That's the one thing I still kind of do. The only problem is you can't like I can't do before be like, oh, jump off this porch onto here and do. Now I think a little more about it. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, dude, your back can be doing stuff. Your knees a little thing, and before just be, oh, jump off this 4 or 5 foot thing and don't even think about it. Now I'm like, I don't know about that. I used to do like half rock climbing, hiking over whatever crazy stuff. And now I'm like, yeah, that's kind of a little slippery now. And I don't know about, and like now the idea of like slipping and falling, plus I'm like a big, heavy dude. I'm like, oh man, you start landing on some elbow or wrist or something before you used to not think about it. Now it's like, oh boy.
Yeah, you sort of you feel about
I don't have those spring chicken landings, dude.
Yes, on Christmas, my siblings hated me because I stashed massive amounts of sweets, and they when they
are everywhere.
Well, and war veterans were killed that day. So, yeah.
Sweets, I did buy a bunch of snacks. I got to make sure I don't snack too much. I did a bunch. There was snowstorming here. That was another hassle because I've been kind of taking my dad some places and then like, snowstorm and like shoveling all the snow and blah, blah, blah. And then like the walking the dog, if they don't do I would take him to the park and then they don't do the full walk. So then you got to do this part. And if he's like half blind, so then if other people happen to be walking their dogs, it's like this whole thing. So it's all this extra added, just for like a little chore like that to take the dog to the park. I used to take him right away, almost first thing in the morning. Like I would either feed him and take him, and we would be sometimes to the park at like 6:30 or whatever, and then walk them and be done right away in the morning. Now it's not even light, you know what I mean? And plus it's really cold, so then I'm not taking them till like sometimes 10 or 11, and it's just messing up the day. What's up, Blind Swine? Thanks for swinging by. We'll be wrapping it up here. Lee's got bad back. We came in Hotsky Trotsky, but at least we pulled it off. Our anniversary is in how many days, Lee? One day, dude. It's gonna be an anniversary tweet.
1 year anniversary. I'm expecting chocolates.
I know. I gotta get you. I didn't even know, dude. I feel bad. I feel horrible. Didn't even get a 1 year anniversary present for you. Damn, dude.
I was thinking like, it must have been about near enough now-ish kind of thing.
Wait, how long have I even been doing paintovers? When did I start all this? Wait, was it over 2 years now? No, or is it coming up on 2 years? I'm gonna have to look on my Twitter. When did I start?
I don't know.
Wow, do you see? That's like, I don't even know what that tells me about me. I can't even remember when I started. It wasn't that long ago, but we've been doing a show a year.
Before you met me. So.
Yeah, no, I know, that's wild. So maybe 2 years tops, a year and a half. I started right before the whole plague broke out. When did that all? I started right when the plague broke out. When was that? March of what year?
It was March because we were fighting about both our.
So 2 years ago, March.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. Oh gosh. So you can't remember. It's all blending together, Lee.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. It's like, where's these last couple of years gotten to? So the only thing I've got to track records is the amount of Titans I've got.
No, that's it. And so my only thing I got going on is like this, you know what I mean? So it's like otherwise, like real world wise, it wasn't much. I did some golfing. I did make one vacation trip to Vegas during the plague of all things.
Las Vegas.
Yeah, so at least I did that, but it just doesn't feel quote unquote normal. You know what I mean? To go anywhere, and just like the whole vibe around is like slightly off with that. And so I'm like, God, everyone's got to be feeling that. And I think I'm like, hey, I have it great through this because I got some positivity going on. I'm like, man, if you don't have anything like that going on, it's got to be extra draining. You know what I mean? I'm like, mine synced up where I was going through, like it's something positive came out of it. But if it's just same old, I don't know what I'm doing if I'm not like doing all the hobby stuff and paintovers and chats and whatever. So thanks everyone out there listening.
Is preaching to the
crowd. Are you streaming Saturday? No.
No, I'll be at the
event
with Rob who's in the chat, I believe,
Oh
still.
yeah, take a couple pictures, post on Twitter that day. I'll check them out.
Yeah, we'll be doing that because I'm going to be doing obviously the Titan Walk. I'm going to wander over as well to see some of the other groups because there's a Adeptus Titanicus campaign weekend going on that weekend as well with the guys from Maximal Fire.
Oh, see, we couldn't go to a convention together because I would be trying to drag you around with your camera and saying, "Lee, get a cool picture of this Titan. Come on, Lee, get one of your angles. Hey, buddy, can we use your Titan and adjust it a little bit? We want to snap some pictures."
Oh, in
It
the
would be
middle of a
ugly,
game.
dude.
Okay,
You'd be
well,
like,
move
"I
this
just
right
want to
over
play a
here.
game."
Over.
No, Lee, come here. Come on, get your camera. Set this one up. Do one of your pictures. Do it. You're like, dude. Like, I invited you. I thought we were gonna have fun
Dude,
and
I
play
want
some
to draw
games.
it, but I need you to
Yeah,
take a picture.
you're way too wound up, buddy.
So yeah, Rob's already saying plenty of pictures will be.
Yeah, good. Rob, what have you been
Right.
working on? What's your latest thing before we end the stream? I'm curious. Rob always puts out badass stuff.
Oh, well, Rob's been. I know he's been doing some scenery for the game, and he
Ooh,
built this really big um, Fortress of Redemption kit, which is like a
really?
huge angel type figure, statuesque thing on the side of it.
Oh, I remember that one. I think I know that one.
He just it's just like push, 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 push. There was one other guy
Oh,
called Luke who normally jumps into the Saturday Night Reaver with me,
yeah.
uh, and he literally last Thursday decided I think I'm going to go, and I've got one Titan and I've got another Titan which is partly done. I might be able to paint that one up as well. So he's doing really really well with it. He's pretty much painted them.
Really?
Yeah, they're
Damn.
not easy, those big fuckers.
No. Rob said he started working on a huge defense laser. Very cool.
Yeah.
I'm a sucker. That's the one thing I always say. Like, scenery, dude. I get so dragged in by scenery. That's one
I'll
of
try my
my.
best to get some nice photographs for you.
Yeah, get a couple that'll I'll definitely want to and try to have some fun. Hopefully your back gets a little better, homie.
Mm, yeah, fingers crossed.
I'll be waiting on my Artist Empire PO box for my gift to arrive. I'm surprised they didn't. Usually you'd be early with this, so it hasn't got here yet, Lee. Just to let you know that our 1 year anniversary gift hasn't arrived for me. So if you got to call anyone or anything,
Yeah, it's going to be a photo gift,
okay.
photo present. There you
All right. Well, Rob, Eutychus, thanks for joining everybody. We are going to call it a night. Lee, you take it easy, chill out.
go. Yeah, I'll try my best.
Are you going to, any new shows on the horizon that you're interested in or anything?
Well, currently I'm rewatching Sense 8.
That's right. You told me about that one to watch that one too.
Yeah,
Huh.
no, it's very. I really like it because of
A
the
little
whole
trippy.
and everything that goes on in there. And there's a bit of naughtiness. There's a bit of this, that, and the other.
Mm-hmm.
I've been watching Pam and Tommy on Disney.
Oh, what did I watch too? The only other one I watched Reacher. And
Oh yeah, we've got that to start. Yeah, I've got to start that
yeah,
because
I
I
watched
like
that. It was very they said it was truer to the book than the movie. I was surprised by the guy they had to cast, and then I found out like that was what he was supposed to be like all along or whatever.
it's
And
Tom Cruise. He's like 5'7", so
yeah, and he was supposed to be a big dude or whatever. One of my favorite I think it's the same actress. This is bad. I would swear it's her, but with makeup and different hairstyle. But it's the same girl who plays in the Ozarks plays in that. And man, for some reason as an actress, she totally grew on me. Like her character, especially the one in Ozark, she has the curly hair and just something about her character makes me like you believe her as a character. You know what I mean? It's not like where you feel like she did really good in the Ozarks for me, and then I seen her. She's in, I believe it's the same actress, and she's in that one. And then the guy, I never knew who the dude was, but I was kind of I dug that. It was enough of a show for me. It was kind of like not too, and I like um I generally I would say I wouldn't say this is like a spy thing, but you know how Reacher's character is. You know what I mean? Like almost a little like I like that kind of feel. And
Mm.
I gotta rewatch Sneakers one day. I was thinking
Oh,
about that movie.
sneakers! I absolutely love.
Yeah, I want some sort of sneakers show or sneaker. Like if you gave me some sneakers thing like that, I love that damn movie. I gotta go watch it again just because it was so
Yeah,
cool.
I don't think you could actually with sneakers because of the cast they had in there, like Sidney
I
Poitier,
know it was a
uh,
magical cast,
Redford,
dude. It was,
Benkins, Sir
dude.
Benkins,
How'd they get all those people in that movie? That was just nuts, dude.
Dan Aykroyd, River Phoenix.
That's what I mean. How do you get like that's insane, dude?
I
That's a
was half
good.
of the appeal why I liked the film because I was a real big fan of River Phoenix.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, so he was in that. I thought, oh yeah, this is really really cool sort of thing.
What year? What year was that?
That would have been about 89, I think.
Yeah, that's what I think. The later '80s.
89,
Wow.
90, perhaps.
Yeah, it had to be right. Maybe the early. Yeah. So that's right where it was because I wasn't out of school yet, and that's the. Yeah, I
Yeah,
remember
it's
that
a
one.
great film.
Well, Lee, you have fun. I'll probably stop in the stream on next Saturday, not this one, because you'll be at the thing.
Ain't gonna be here, boy.
Well, I'll swing by just to like lament the closed link. It's not
Yeah,
open. It's not there.
nobody here.
Yeah, I tried. We're now
Trying
he's
to get
going
in.
out and having a life now, and I'm still here. Well,
So
everyone, you all have a good night, and we will see you next